Well, Bitcoin's doing things today, isn't it? Currently trading around $58,000, upper end of $58,000, but still things are happening. Market is continuing to panic, of course, over the impending unlock of gigundous amounts of Bitcoin from Mt. Gox, the ongoing sales from Germany, USA. Pretty crazy. Other stuff to talk about too. We got some meme coin news. We got some good stuff in today's show. So stick around for all the goods. Welcome everybody to the chat, to the conversation, to the video. What's up? Let's talk crypto. So first, I'd just like to share a little reminder. Okay. We're not broke. We're just pre-rich. Crypto, man. Crypto. Now, what's funny, I don't know if funny ha, but maybe funny ironic, the NASDAQ just closed a new all-time high of $18,000. Nice one, stock investors. S&P 500, new record high, second day in a row. Let's go, S&P 500. Bitcoin, on the other hand, where are they? Down to lower 58,000s now. We'll get back to that in a minute. Why is everybody freaking out? What is going on in the market? Well, I think, of course, we have the very strong reality of price pressure going on from Bitcoin sales. Okay, that is one thing. But a lot of what we're seeing going on is the fear of the sales themselves. Mt. Gox, for example, $9 billion of Bitcoin coming out of the market. Yes and no. Some of that we were paid, in cash. Not everything's gonna be repaid in kind, from my understanding. Most of it will, or a lot of it will. Now, that being said, it's not all going to hit the market at once either. Claimants have 4 months or something, in order to get that Bitcoin back in their hands. So, it's not that big of a dramatic situation. It's not all being market dumped on one day, but price of Bitcoin's acting like it is. Silly markets. This uncorrelation is frustrating, right? Because here we have, this reminds me of 2019 in some ways, where we had the stock markets continually hitting new high after new high after new high. Crypto markets just getting slammed. Oh, we had some nice runs, but just a lot of slamming. It can be frustrating. And it's not just, of course, the Mt. Gox fears. Lots of things spooking the market right now. And that, everyone forgets about, Saylor and Michael Dell and all the on-ramps that we have and all the ETF inflows that have happened and more ETFs around the world than they've ever been before and all this kind of stuff. Oh, everybody forgets about that stuff. Soon as a big sell event comes, let's all freak out. Again, a lot of the times the bark is worse than the bite of these events. Still, though, people freaking out. We have 140,000 Bitcoin from Mt. Gox that will enter the markets in the coming weeks. Bitcoin down nearly 3% in recent hours. Some believe the sell-off was triggered by a whale dumping 1,700 Bitcoin over on BINANCE, starting when the Japanese markets opened. Could this be related to a Mt. Gox distribution? Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. If that's the case, hey, only 138,000 more to go. Let's go. The U.S. government and the German government also dumping loads of Bitcoin right now, as David here points out. Here's the U.S. and Germany's Bitcoin transfers to exchanges. The bigger the bubble, the bigger the transfer. Seeing huge amounts of Bitcoin from the U.S. government and from the German government going into exchanges right now, creating more fear, more uncertainty, more doubt in the markets. People freaking out. German government transferred 832 Bitcoin. This was 35 minutes ago. According to Look on Chain, it was yesterday sometime. They currently hold 43,859 Bitcoin worth $2.74 billion. A little bit less now because they keep dumping the market. Germany, come on. Hold on to that Bitcoin. What are you guys doing? Anyway, these transfers happen. Market freaks out. The actual amount of Bitcoin being, $52 million of the Bitcoin, it's nothing, man. That's nothing. but the market freaks out anyway. Again, it's the anticipation of the event more so than the event itself that tends to freak people out in the markets. But markets live and die on narrative and fear and emotions. So I'm not surprised. Anyway, Germany's got a lot more Bitcoin to dump. Does it mean they're going to dump it all tomorrow? No, not necessarily, not even at all. They might take them a year to unload that Bitcoin, maybe more. I don't know, but it will take a while. Blank here saying if they sell 1,500 Bitcoin per week, it'll take 30 weeks from the finish selling, which is not even all that much Bitcoin, to be honest, right? 1,500 Bitcoin a week. The markets can easily absorb that. In fact, that's kind of the best possible scenario that we see a slow sell-off like that happen, not a super mega quick sell-off where they just dump all 40-some thousand at once. I'm sure they're working with market makers to try and limit the impact and all the rest of the kind of stuff. Then, of course, we have the U.S. government. Now, the U.S. government is currently in possession of 214,000 Bitcoin. Now, recently they transferred over 4,000 Bitcoin, selling that off in collaboration with Coinbase. What's interesting is that of the 214,000 Bitcoin that the U.S. government owns, the vast majority of that, like 160,000 or something, I can't remember, is from the Bitfinex hack. So they actually found the hackers, took the Bitcoin, and I've always wondered, like, hey, wait a second, isn't Bitfinex going to get that stolen customer money back? Apparently that's not happening at the moment anyway. Maybe in the future they will, but man, you'd really think like, hey, why don't you give the money, the Bitcoin, back to Bitfinex so they can give back to their customers who had it stolen from them? I always find that weird in these situations. Why don't they try to find the people who stole Bitcoin that actually is and give it back to them? Yeah. Anyway, not to say the government's selling the 214,000 Bitcoin they currently hold. Obviously, they're selling some of it. They have regular busts and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. So they're always selling some Bitcoin. U.S. government's a regular seller of Bitcoin. However, this is interesting. Just to throw this out here, okay? Trump sparks talks of Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. Man, it'd be smart to do that. Think about that. Instead of selling that 214,000 Bitcoin that the USA is still holding, take that, stick it in the central bank, man, hold on to it. What do you got to lose? It goes to zero. You're the U.S. government, doesn't really matter. Goes to $1 million per coin. Suddenly it's valuable. Suddenly that's worth something. Suddenly that matters. Be interesting to see if, of course, I know Trump's talking the talk right now, but, you know, politicians have a way of saying things that they don't always mean or do. Anyway, interesting nevertheless. Bitcoin news, further more on that, saying that game theory would only accelerate if the United States were the first developed country to begin accumulating Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. This decision would fast-track global acceptance of Bitcoin as a long-term savings instrument and a form of digital gold. In this scenario, the United States would enjoy the greatest windfall and profit among OECD countries as a result of holding first-mover advantage. So, look, again, if big ifs, if that were to actually play out, then it'd be massive for the markets. Obviously, if the United States actually held their Bitcoin and said, hey, you know what, this is a strategic reserve asset, you know what, we're going to maybe buy a little more of that stuff. That would be crazy. That would be like, you know, stuff the Bitcoin has been talking about for years could finally be coming to happen. But hey, let's hold our horses and not get our hopes up because, again, politicians can say a lot of stuff on the campaign trail. It doesn't usually end up happening. Okay, real quick as well, guys, if you are looking for a great place to trade cryptocurrency, maybe you want to short the market. No, market's down pretty bad right now. Probably not the best time to be shorting. But anyway, if you want to short the market, long the market, buy some spot altcoins. Check out Bybit, link in the description. You can even claim a $500 value free position. So check that out. Link in the description if you are a trader. Now, the price of Bitcoin. Not doing amazing, fantastic things currently. All perspective, I guess. Look, we all want the price of Bitcoin to go up. I know the price is down. It's time to buy some more Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff, or buy some more of your favorite altcoins that are savaged beyond belief. Okay, sure. Reality is we want to see some strength come back into the market. We have not seen that strength come back into the market yet. However, as I have been saying, we are still just ranging sideways. As tough as a pill of that might be to swallow, it's the truth. Markets are still just ranging sideways. Now, if we were to come back down here, That's a big step down. But if we were to come back down here, I'm just throwing this out there as a if, okay? I'm not saying this is what is going to happen. But if we come back down to this range, this $42,000 to $44,000 range, the next major area of price support, and you can make a good argument for 52,000 here as well, being a halfway decent area of price support on the way down. If people keep freaking out over all this Mt. Gox stuff right now, currently at this moment as we speak, Bitcoin holding the 200-day exponential moving average, blue line on the chart here. We want to see it hold that. Much of a further breakdown is really going to start killing the structure of this market. Much below 58K, not awesome. Really accelerates the downturn, let's say. So would not be awesome to see. That makes the lower targets, if we start closing under the 200-day EMA with any kind of significance, makes these lower targets become more of a possibility. Again, I think that people are probably overreacting a little bit to this news in the market. But hey, if a Japanese whale gets 5,000 Bitcoin and goes to market and dumps it all at 1 second on somewhere, that can cause trouble in the markets, right? Again, a lot of this Bitcoin, all this that people are freaking out about, these hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin that are out there and floating around, for the most part, it's going to be a bit of a nothing burger in the sense that it's not going to get all dumped on one day. It's going to slowly come into the markets and be absorbed. But people freak out about these things happening. And for good reason. I understand why, right? Anyway, right now we're at about 58K for Bitcoin. A bounce here at the 200-day EMA would be nice to see. Unfortunately, our downtrend breakout has not lasted. We were talking about this the other day. That has since been, downtrended again, unfortunately. 72K remains the number to beat. I know it feels like a long way away. We're down here at $58,000 for perspective. People a year ago would have been like, it's $58,000 now. That's crazy. Okay, there's always that to think about. It doesn't help if you bought Bitcoin up here at 72K and your altcoins up here in Bitcoin is 72K and everything's down a lot now. I get it. A lot of pain in these markets, a lot of volatility in these markets. They're rough, man. They're rough, and there's no sugarcoating that, to be honest. Outlaw Gamers saying Mt. Gox customers are waiting for 10 years. Can't blame them. Yeah, a lot of these people are up massively. Again, a lot of this stuff is more fear than substance, but fear drives markets. Emotions drive markets. Substance doesn't always drive markets. If you've been paying attention to meme coins, you'll understand that intuitively. Anyway, we shall see how things play out. Of course, our MACD daily crossover did get invalidated. Like I said, I wanted to see a reclaim of these key moving averages. We're facing now, probably the next few days, a crossover the 50 and the 100-day EMA. So a death cross there on the 50-100, which would probably be a bit of a late indicator in terms of if that happens, it probably gets reversed relatively quickly, would be my thinking at the moment. Until we break under 52K here. I'd say really even 56, but let's say definitive, until we break under really 52K. We could go all the way down to 52K, and I'd still say this is basically a sideways trending market because we haven't really done much more than bounce around in this huge range here. I would like to see 56.5 hold. That'd be preferable, of course, but even down to there would be acceptable. We start going under there, we're looking at a lot of pain in the markets that'll take a long time to recover from. Okay. As Quentin here is pointing out, just imagine selling your Bitcoin here right now before the fireworks. It's quite interesting to think about. The Bitcoin halving was only 2 months ago, and everybody's already freaking out, man. Post-Bitcoin halving times are always volatile. Look at any post-Bitcoin halving in the history of Bitcoin halvings, and it's always volatile afterwards, and it takes some time. But 6 months after the Bitcoin halving, a year after the Bitcoin halving, look at what has always happened. And I know history doesn't repeat, just often rhymes. Food for thought. You take that in consideration with the massive liquidity trends and all this kind of stuff. Look where we're going, not where we are. Basic object avoidance, right? Don't drive into the wall. Drive away from it. Also, macro markets having a little bit of a WTF is going on right now. Bar chart pointing out secured overnight financing rate jumps to 5.4%, the highest level in history. This dude paper_value is going to break it down for us. Banks are paying more to borrow money. This can happen for a variety of reasons, but it often indicates that there is less money available in the banking system. Borrowing money becomes more expensive as banks pay more to borrow money themselves. They're likely to raise interest rates they charge on loans to businesses and consumers. This can make it more expensive to buy a car, house, or start a business. The central bank may be trying to control inflation. One of the tools central banks use to manage inflation is by raising the overnight rate. This discourages borrowing and spending, which can help to slow down inflation. Overall, an increase in the overnight financing rate can have a significant impact on the economy. It can lead to higher borrowing rate costs for businesses and consumers, and it can also be a sign the central bank is trying to slow down inflation. Interesting food for thought. What I hear when I see that is, you know what? I feel like the central bank is probably going to start printing some money here in the not so distant future. Aren't they? It's coming. Liquidity injections are coming, guys. Overnight lending rates are going crazy. I seem to remember this happening previously. When did that happen previously? Oh, yes. Back when they then printed a big fat pile of money. Yeah. Food for thought. Jonah saying Bitcoin going much higher. 80% of global central banks are expected to be in easing mode. Easing, aka money printing mode, reducing interest rates. The restrictions that have been on the economic system are being wound down. Money's coming back into the system. Interest rates, of course, we need the interest rates in the USA to go down most of all. Okay. That's, of course, the most important market for it to happen in. When that comes, it's going to be a big sign for the markets, assuming, of course, we're not in a recession, because then it's usually too damn late and just a last-minute Hail Mary to try and save us from the worst of the recession. Anyway, quick Ethereum ETF update. Man, that Ethereum ETF, come on. Where is it, man? Ethereum ETFs. I tell you, man, in this kind of market, Ethereum ETF, I feel like it's going to be just like that come out. It's going to be like, oh, well, that's here now. Anyway, expect more. So basically, we got another amended S1 from Bitwise today. We're thinking, this is James Seifert, who is one of the ETF nerds there over at Bloomberg. We love our ETF nerds. Anyway, he's saying we're thinking these things potentially list later this next week or the week of the 15th. So whether it's next week, the week of the 15th, or last week, yeah, we are looking at Ethereum ETFs most likely getting listed in July. Fingers crossed. That would be good. That could put a bit of wind in the sails of Ethereum. Bitcoin might stagnate for a while with all this sort of sell pressure, this overhang happening. And then we can see Ethereum lift off and all of our altcoins. That would be the best scenario. Don't know if that's going to happen with all the fear in the market, but hey, why not? 58.7. All right, let's go. Now let's talk about meme coins real quick. The fact that tech altcoins are underperforming massively this cycle is literal proof that it was never about the tech, but simply about having volatile and bubbly tokens to trade. Meme coins are stealing the spotlight away, and it won't stop anytime soon. Probably a lot of the tech altcoins not doing great, are they? Not doing great. Cool gaming coins, cool technology stuff, whatever, man. It's been rough for basically any coins that are not meme coins recently. And look, meme coins have been just doing crazy things. Here we go. Now, this is something called Nietzsche, which is not doing super well because, of course, the meme coin games are very, very fast and brutal. But then here we go. Look at this. Billy Dog. New highs. There's always a bull run somewhere in some coin for some amount of time. It's just that the broader markets right now are suffering roughly, really bad. Rough. Billy goes rough. Anyway, it's pretty crazy to think that there's always a way to make money. And that's part of the reason why people keep chasing the meme coins, right? That's part of the reason why they keep chasing these meme coins. Somebody had an interesting comment here about the Degenerate Destiny. I love that Dave Chappelle character. Lark, the amount of the Mt. Gox people will only receive the amount of money that the crypto is worth at the time of the bankruptcy. They're not up massively. In fact, they're not up at all. Google it. Oh, interesting. If that's true, then that's a very fascinating change of the situation. But still, that would mean the trustee would be selling the Bitcoin. Regardless, there's a lot of Bitcoin at play here that will be sold, whether by the people who receive it or by the trustee at some point. This is, I don't even know what to make of this. Anyway, Iggy Azalea and her butt coin. She said, I'd like to be the first to officially announce the bottom is in on my butt coin. So Don Alt is fudding mother. This is, can't make this stuff up. We're up in holders. This is what onboarding looks like when you have 3 huge whales, Jeet, and a hell of a lot of normies and new holders onboard smaller wallets. Your chart looks like this. A chart primed to pump. We've seen many of those in the past cycles. Thank you for the, we'll just leave it there. Anyway, Iggy Azalea's out here defending her butt coin, man. At least in all fairness to Iggy, she's committed, it seems, to her coin. Now, the vast majority of celebrity coins are like this one. You guys remember Sean Kingston? It's like 20 years ago, did he make like one song one time that some people kind of liked? Anyway, King Coin was launched yesterday. Goes fast. It's already down 90%. Apparently 30% of the supply. Dumped over $300,000. Man, only $300,000, huh? That's crazy. What are these guys? All these washed up, 10-year, 15, 20-year ago, had a song or two famous rappers are just out here just launching meme coins left, right, and center and just dumping them into oblivion. Which, again, definitely not butt coin advice here, okay, guys? But you do have to at least give a bit of recognition here to Iggy Azalea that she's kept her coin alive. So there's that going. Celebrity meme coins, man. Just I can't get into it. Can't get into it. Not my thing. But SRD Power Sports stuff, man. But celebrity coins. Just give me a dog. Gosh darn it. Do we have to bring celebrities into this? Can't I just have a nice, pure financial relationship with a dog or a frog or something like that? Why do we have to get celebrities involved? Anyway. Before we start answering your questions, guys, quick note. If you're not signed up to the newsletter yet, get signed up to the damn newsletter. It's freaking awesome. I'm sure you'll love it. We got 135,000 people a week reading this bad boy. They love it. I'm sure you will too. And it's free, so you can check it out. Link down below in the description of the pinned comment over on X. Thank you very much. So let's, I've already got my Perrier going here, so let's just crack open the floor to questions. What do you guys want to talk about today? Mike says, I sold all my Bitcoin. Will pick back up under 52K. Wishing you the best, man. I hope you get your buy target. Where is this one? This was the shortest bull run for Bitcoin in history. Nah, we're just going through the first phase. We're just going through the first phase here, man. Honestly, this happens all the time. Go back and look at any previous bull markets chart. Look at the way the price action plays out in the first sort of 6 months post Bitcoin halving. The bull market's just starting to get heated up. And I know, we might have a lot more price volatility. Oh, yeah. Be ready. Okay. This is one thing this market is damn sure always going to be as volatile as heck. And it will test you in ways that you don't want to be tested. It's exhausting sometimes, but it is what it is. If you want the upside volatility, you have to deal with the sideways lack of volatility sometimes and the terrifying downward volatility. It's like, I used to know a guy with a boat. And he said, yeah, sailing's like 99%, just like, total boredom. Like, it's out of the sea, winds and sails. That 1%, like absolutely terrifying. Oh my gosh, we're going to die. So crypto feels a bit like that. Maybe the percentages are a bit bigger. Maybe it's more of an 80-20 with crypto, but that's kind of how it is. Okay. Let's try and catch up here. What are we seeing here? I don't know. Lark feels different this time. It's always different, but it's always kind of the same. I don't know. Every cycle, same thing happens. People say it's over, blah, blah, blah. They set it at $1,200. Yep. It's like, I've heard that one before. I'm not selling, don't care, says Dispassion Observer. I mean, yeah, why would you sell your Bitcoin? I mean, personal opinion, why would you sell your Bitcoin? I mean, and the altcoins, look, for me, I look at my altcoins and it's just like, there will be a time, okay, for selling those things. And I know a lot of them are down. Like, what's the point in selling them now? They're either going to go to zero or they're going to go be worth a heck of a lot more money. And I'm betting on a heck of a lot worth more money at some point in the future. Or zero. Either way, I'll be okay. But that's because my portfolio is rooted in Bitcoin. Okay. People are scared. And if you're scared, you don't deserve financial freedom. I understand why people are scared, especially if this is a newer asset class to you, if you're newer to crypto. I mean, some of you guys have been around here for 5-10 years. Okay, you know what's going on. But for anybody newer around here, man, this stuff can really freak you out. And even if you've been around for a while, it can be exhausting just to deal with it all sometimes, isn't it? But this is the market we are in. And this is how this market behaves. And you just have to accept that. You have to take the down days with the up days because they're all part of the same both sides of the same coin, right? And that's the volatility coin. Price volatility equals dumping. I know everybody wants to talk about volatility and prices going down, but we all love the upside volatility, don't we? That's also volatility. AVAX, big fan, staking, chilling. I think it'll go to, I don't know, let's say a lot more. I wouldn't take profits under $100 on it personally, not financial advice, obviously. And I do hold AVAX, by the way, if you ever know what my current portfolio holdings are, link in the description, or you can find them in the pinned comment on X. You'll find all my current holdings, my private sale investments, all that kind of stuff. Plus, you also see a risk statement there because guess what? As you may or may not have found out, investing in crypto is risky and you can lose all your money in a real fast manner too. So be aware of those risks. Read that risk statement. It's important. Anyway, AVAX, I like AVAX. I liked AVAX for a long time. I think they're one of, in terms of hype, definitely not getting the same level of hype they're seeing some other things get, but I think that they've got a great chance to do some big things. We see big partnerships and big games and stuff like that. Like when Off the Grid game launches, an investor, by the way, when Off the Grid game launches, that could be a big spark for AVAX and crypto gaming more broadly, if it's going to be as big and exciting as I think it could be. So yeah, hold my AVAX bags, got faith. Benji is the good boy. Benji is the good boy. Chris says, I've shut my portfolio off because it's depressing. Yeah. Look at it on a green day, not today. Sometimes it's not even worth it. Jason says, I love all the FUD in the comments. This is my buy signal. There you go. But Larks, sometimes it is actually over. Sometimes it is. There's a time when it will be over. And, maybe there were enough signals back in March or whatever, right? But I think that was just the first big run up of the cycle. Personally, I don't think that the cycle is over. The Pi cycle top indicator has not flashed yet. That could take a while to play out, and I'm willing to wait. There's it being over for the entirety of a cycle. There's it being over for a few months, which has already kind of been over for a month or two. I know meme coins keep making money, but basically most altcoins have been trending down for 2 months now. Something like that. So there you go. Can we see $100,000 Bitcoin this year? Yes, we can. Will we? We'll see. But when these things start moving, man, it moves fast. When Bitcoin's hard. When it breaks out, look at how Bitcoin usually breaks out. When it breaks out, it doesn't screw around. It just goes, man. Something just lights a spark and it just goes. And it will. Whenever we break out of this range here, right, we will take off at some point. Whenever we break past 72K, we will take off. I'm looking at that chart, but I'm not showing on the screen. Here we go. Whenever we break out past 72K, that's when the fireworks start. Until then, we're just chilling. And I don't care how long it takes another 6 months. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But it's a question of, I think for a lot of you guys, especially people who might be having a harder time right now, you always have to question yourself, what was your time frame getting in here? What was your hope and plan and all that stuff, right? Were there invalidation points? How long were you hoping? I know. We're all like, well, about a month ago, and I was hoping to be multi-millionaire by now. This market's a giant scam. I know the feeling. I've been there before. but it does require a bit of patience in this market. And sometimes you have to, part of that patience is understanding that some of your speculative altcoin bets are not going to work out. The patience on those is that they're just going to go down to zero, but the others are going to have spectacular outperformance. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana and Chainlink and stuff, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Midnight Quark says Borland's only getting started. Lark, I agree. Yep, only getting started, guys. It feels crazy. I know, but if I hadn't been through any of this crap multiple times before, I'd say, man, I'm freaking out. But I'm numb to it all the way. I don't care. But that's me. That's just me and my portfolio. I can't tell you guys what to do with your money or how to react with your own portfolios, right? Okay. What happens when stocks finally crash after printing highs every day? Oh, and stocks crash. It's not going to be, that's the funny thing. Stocks going up now doesn't matter at all for crypto, man. When stocks start going down, suddenly we're going to correlate again. You watch. You just watch. Only question is how bad they go down. Okay. Oh, Matthew, I like that. It's good sentiment. If you have that uneasy feeling in your stomach when you hit the buy button, that's usually a good sign. I agree. Do you have Pepe in your portfolio? Nope. And if you want to see this in my portfolio, go check it out. Link in the description. If stocks were tanking, I'd be worried, but that's not the case. That's right. It's very, Lou, that's a very good point, man. Everything that's going on right now is very, very crypto market specific. And this fear that's going on from what's happening with the Mt. Gox and the German Bitcoin and the US Bitcoin and all that stuff, totally market specific. And there's plenty of money out there. Okay. Plenty of money out there in the markets. Okay. Stock market's still going crazy. And I know stock markets are largely being led by the big cap stuff. And there's a lot of stocks and like in the markets that are, at massive lows too. Markets are a bit uneven right now. Crown 10, I know it's not financial advice. When are you selling 2 weeks after Pi or what? So I've talked about this in sort of my sell plan. I've got videos on this sell plan, top signals, all kind of stuff. So look, I will take profits on a variety of stuff on the way up. Look, I've got sell orders in for some stuff now, not at these current prices, but higher. Like my Manta bags, I got a sell order for like, I don't know, $5.50, which is a long way away right now. Geez, that's been savage beyond belief. Other stuff too, like my ZK Sync airdrop. I'm not selling that straight away. I'll wait for higher prices, which I think will come at some point for it. But for, I'd say, the bulk of the portfolio, I'm waiting for that Pi signal. I'm waiting for those top signals, more of those top signals to come in. I think that'll be something well worth watching. So when the Pi cycle top indicator flashes, that's basically that the Bitcoin markets are topping, right? About 2 weeks after that, historically, we see the altcoin markets top. So from that time onward, start exiting altcoins. And that's going to be my plan. That's what I'm planning on doing. I don't plan on holding on to any altcoins at all. I'm going to exit all of them. My Bitcoin, I don't know. I'll probably just hold on to it and ride it down through the bear market. Maybe I'll sell, I don't know, a quarter of it or something and just, use that to rebuy later on. But I don't know. I also don't have to. I could just use it, take a loan versus that or something when the time comes and use that cash to buy more Bitcoin. We'll see. But yeah, the Bitcoin is not necessarily going to be sold. But everything else, see you later. That includes my Ethereum. If I can get over $10,000 for my Ethereum, which I think is going to go over $10,000 by the end of the cycle, then I'm going to be a happy camper. I mean, I've been holding a lot of my ETH actually since it's been worth like $200. Like, so, I sell for 10 grand. I'll be doing just fine. Okay, where are we up to? Lark, do you like the Natix network? Yeah, I hold some Natix tokens. I was an investor in the pre-sale. Yeah. Anyway, and I like it. I mean, they've got a great use case, decentralized physical infrastructure network. That's a mapping coin, right? So they pay you for mapping the world and stuff like that. We've got other competitors that have done very, very well. So I've got it. I received my first tranche from the private sale investments. Not worth that much right now, but I'm going to hold on. It's either going to go up or it's going to go to zero. We'll see what happens. Lark, why do you hold so many Australian stocks? Because they're great. Most of my portfolio is in Australian and New Zealand stocks, and I'd like to expand that out to Singapore stocks at some point in the future too. I I got some US stocks. I like some Coinbase and stuff like that. And there's a few others that, I hold, and a few others I consider buying in US stocks, growth stocks, mainly, tech growth stocks in the US would be interesting for me. But the rest of the stuff, I mean, like my Australian stocks, my New Zealand stocks, they're just great dividend payers. I like it. They pay nice money. And that's my like low risk stuff, quote unquote, right? I know there's always risks in every investment, but I like to take crypto money and put it into just really boring shit, mining stocks, banking stocks, energy stocks, railroads, stuff like this. Nothing super exciting. Although I do like trains. Trains are pretty cool. Anyway, nothing super exciting, but stuff that pays out decent dividends and is probably not going anywhere. Okay, where are we up to now? Caspa! Caspa. Ton flips Solana. What do you say? Ton flipping Solana. I could see it. Oh, don't throw anything. I could see it though, really. I was just working today on we've got a sponsored video coming up pretty soon for Pixelverse, which is like this tap to earn mini game on Telegram. And I started thinking, we've been talking about the Telegram thesis a little bit here on the channel. I don't have any exposure to the Telegram ecosystem yet. Probably should have just bought a truckload of Ton. Like, what was I thinking? Anyway, but 750 million users, right? And they keep bringing out these little sort of like mini games and stuff that are onboarding like literally millions of people. It's sort of like the biggest untalked about story in crypto right now, what's going on with the Telegram Open Network blockchain, because it has such huge potential for massive onboarding of people into the entire crypto market. When they get in there, they go other places, liquidity flows. So will it flip Solana? I have absolutely no idea, but certainly it's something worth paying attention to. And I haven't paying attention, not enough attention, but certainly interesting. Pure Water says, just stop buying shit projects. Well, people do love them. What are you going to do, man? That's the beauty of the free market. Genuinely curious. Why do you like trains? Trains are awesome. Trains are awesome, man. Look at them. They're big and they got big, powerful engines. And they move stuff all over the place. And they're just like, unite with your inner child, Jason. Trains are awesome. Come on. You probably love trains when you were little, man. Trains are tight. Okay. Where are we up to? I know why Cardano's not moving, because people are buying stupid projects. Well, people are chasing the dream with meme coins, right? Everybody wants to buy the next 1000x meme coin. Everyone wants to put up $500 into it, make $1 million. And some people still do that. It's happening on a regular basis, but the odds are against you. Insider games and snipers and rug pulls and scamming, and it's hard. It's hard to get that big win, because the game has become so heavily diluted, like happened with NFTs. By the end of the NFT game, it was a new 10,000 PFP mint every other hour, basically, until complete interest was lost and nothing started making any money. Everyone's losing money all the time. It'll get there. It'll get there eventually with meme coins too. And then only sort of the quality meme coins will shine beyond there. My Brett bags. Let's go. Okay, where are we up to? Lots of great questions coming in here today, guys. Lots of great questions. Thank you guys for all the great questions here. If I had time to answer all of them, we'd be here for days, but I see all the great questions, so thank you guys for asking them. Are you thinking of getting long hair again? No. I like the clean, short hair, clean shave. That's my vibe now. But I do look back on those days with a bit of nostalgia sometimes. Tommy says, whatever you do, do not buy AVAX. Oh, there's always that opinion. Before the meme coins, we have XRP. It's funny. Meme coins in one form or another have been around for like 10 years in the market, right? And some coins almost become memes in of themselves. Looking at you, XRP. Looking at you, Cardano. Come on. I know a lot of coins have been underperforming. Actually, all the big cap coins, the majority of them have not even come close to hitting new highs yet. Jokes aside, right? Did Bitcoin hitting an all-time high before the halving throw things out of whack? No. I don't think it threw things out of whack. I think it just gave us a lot of early excitement, right? But if you look at it where we are now, it's just standard post-halving stuff. miners being forced to sell, and then you have these other entities crawl out of the woodwork and they start selling. And patience. That's my thought on it. Just, I gotta wait, be patient, everything will be okay. Okay. Elvis, what's up? Cool name, man. Appreciate, like your music, Elvis. Like your music. Blast native yield is crazy. Have you looked into PacMan? I looked at PacMan like once or twice, but I never ended up doing anything with it. So, but I'm aware of it. I looked at it, opened the website once, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yep, Blast definitely has been blasted since it came into the market. Holy cow. I know a lot of people were farming the heck out of that for a long time, but rough time to launch in the market. Before crypto, we had drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Or if you do, at least do the good ones. Okay. I have not watched the newest Plan B prediction. I'll have to check that out. No thoughts on Lingo. No current. Somebody asked about Velodrome. No current thoughts on Velodrome. Shiba Inu's good if you don't want to make money. Yeah. BJ says, do you keep changing your holdings? I mean, yeah, I update my holdings from time to time. And there's sort of a core group of stuff that I think, will go for a while. But overall, I think I've got like a core group of coins that will be held for, let's say, most of the cycle. And then some other stuff that just, that can be shorter term plays. Don't have to hold every coin forever, right? Okay. Wise says, this is to shake us out. October, the fun starts. Yep. There'll be a day when, the markets pump again. And everybody will look back on these times, go, why didn't I buy Bitcoin under 60,000? I know. Happens every time. What's up, Matthew? Shout out for being here. How's it going, man? Are you holding IONET? Yes and no. So I'm a private sale investor in IONET. I have a 1-year lockup on the tokens. So I'm an investor, but I don't have my tokens. Okay. So there you go. That's where we are with that one right now. BitTensor, they had a hack, didn't they? That was pretty rough for them. I'm not exactly sure the situation, but I saw something about there being a hack of some variety. So that's pretty tough. Lark, how do you not know about? I mean, I know what Velodrome is. I just I don't follow the coins super closely, so I don't have an opinion on Velodrome specifically as, an asset in of itself. Not that I don't know what Velodrome is. It just, I can't follow every single coin closely. And I know that they're connected with the Aerodrome guys, but I don't have a specific opinion on Velodrome. First got into crypto in late May. I'm way down. Ooh, that's a rough time to get in, man. It's a rough time to get in. I know the feeling. When I first got into crypto, when did I buy? I'm trying to think, because the markets went down quite a bit shortly after I bought. And then they went back up, and then they went up dramatically. I was like, holy shit, I'm a genius. This is great. And then the bear market of 2018 came, and then I was like, I'm an idiot. But I love crypto, so I'm going to keep doing this. It's awesome. We've all been there, man. We've all been there. Why is Solana dumping? Everything's dumping. Everything. So if you feel your coin's specifically getting hammered, no, it's just everything. Don't worry. It's just everything. Here we'll finish up with this one for today. Lark, what'd you do before crypto? What'd you do? I was a teacher before that. So as an English teacher. Good job. Fun job. Liked it. Big fan. But I was working primarily online at that point, and it was pretty tough hours-wise. Most of my students were actually in Russia because I found a good niche of good-paying students there. Anyway, That was kind of my day job at the time, from teaching in schools to just, teaching online, as is more, a lot more friendly in terms of like where I can be and, geography and stuff like that, not needing to commute into work for better money, basically making online. Anyway, so that's what I was doing. And I've been in crypto since 2017. So I bought mid 2017, my first Bitcoin, and haven't looked back since then. It's been a wild ride, man. Wild ride. I've been keeping an eye on Bitcoin since about 2012. Actually, I remember we had this conversation in the tutor's office. I was a tutor at university for political studies, and I remember having this conversation with my fellow tutors about like, oh yeah, like a Bitcoin thing and blah blah blah. That's pretty cool, because this was a time when Bitcoin was trending. People were starting to talk about it in the news and stuff like that. When it was, the first big bull run that I had, and I thought, wow, it's really cool. Should probably get some of that. But it's like, kind of need some beer money for this weekend, so screw it. And I didn't end up buying any. But I kind of kept an eye on it from the sidelines. I had like this, was it xe.com app, because I was always, looking at different exchange rates and stuff like that. Whether it be the New Zealand dollar, American dollar, euro, just interested in that kind of stuff. Russian ruble, stuff like that. And always had Bitcoin on there as well, just keeping an eye on that, but didn't actually pull the trigger till a bit later on. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining the conversation today. 8,500 people on stream. You guys are freaking awesome. Thanks for joining the chat. I know, guys. Bitcoin. Hey, at least we've so far bounced to the 200-day EMA, so let's see what happens. Be nice to hold there, but a lot of fear in the markets right now. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next stream. Peace.